Hi guys, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we are here with a Crocodile Slayer guide for old school RuneScape and my endless adventure to make as many Slayer guides as possible. So hopefully you guys enjoy. If you do, make sure to leave a like on top of that. Got plenty of links you can check me out at down below, and I'd appreciate it greatly. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the guide. So to start, should you kill crocodiles? In my opinion, it's kind of a I mean, it's not one way or the other, so I would recommend trying it out and kind of feeling it out for yourself. But as far as what I think of them, they offer decent XP, which at a low Slayer level, honestly, is pretty hard to find, so I think that's okay. However, they are a slower task in the sense that they're kind of spaced out. You can manipulate it a little bit to make it a bit quicker, but it's not like a lot of other Slayer monsters where there's just a ton in a room and you have an ample supply of them, so that's what makes it a little bit slower. For the requirements, there's essentially no requirements. The only thing you really need is adequate water supply. Beyond that, you'll be good to go. Crocodiles are weak to essentially everything, so you can choose whatever you'd like. Today I'll be covering melee and range, since those are the most prominent when doing Slayer. In addition, their attack style is melee based, and they can hit up to a 6, which isn't too bad, but it's also not too low. For the melee options here, covering the beginner to about the 70s in your combat range, this is what you're going to want to bring. Mix and match between these setups and what items you have available to yourself. Of course, you can bring better stuff if you probably already know what to bring. Essentially what we're looking for here is just a little bit of defense, mostly output and DPS on our side though, which is why we have the scimitars, the combat bracelets, the glories. Also, Black Mask is very helpful if you can afford that. But beyond that, there's really not too much to worry about, so it's mostly up to you. And then for the range here, I have a couple different setups. Dart base, you could also bring a crossbow if you'd like, and maybe some broad bolts or some mithril bolts, but that is up to you. Two setups here are wildly different in terms of where you will acquire them in game, but it's a good example of what you're going to go with. And of course, with the right hand side, you can switch out that D-hide for anything. When it comes to range, there's a big jump in a couple different pieces of the armor setup. Fury, for example, is a big upgrade over the Glory in terms of price, and the Guthix boots and the Archer ring are also going to be big upgrades. So you don't have to bring them, but if you can't afford it, then go ahead. As far as where we need to go and how to get there, we are going to want to make our way to Polnivnich, just a little bit to the south. The best way is going to be just by teleporting there through your player-owned house, or if you have a scroll of redirection, you can use that on a house teleport and make it there as well. Second best is the Narda teleport. You can acquire this through the Grand Exchange or through Clue Scrolls if you're an Iron Man. And then the third option is the Glory teleport to Alcarid. All you need for this is an Amulet of Glory that you can get through the Grand Exchange. And finally, a Ring of Dueling is going to be the way that essentially everyone can get here. It is a little bit of a hike, but not too bad. In addition, for the third and fourth teleport, you will need 205 GP to pay for the Shanty Pass and the carpet ride on over as well. Shout out to this guy, I appreciate it. I was AFK reading, but there he is. So now that we have all of that information, a little bit about the inventory that I'm bringing, I have a Dragon Dagger as a special attack weapon. You don't need it. I also have Polnivnich teleports to get there and a Slayer ring to leave. On top of that, I brought some coins, not only for an example for the Shanty Pass and the carpet ride that you could be using over here, but also you can unnote food. So if you do need to bring more, you can always bring a little bit of coins. You don't have to bring that much, and some noted food. In addition to that, I am bringing a rune crossbow along with some water skins. You're going to need the water skins to avoid dehydration. The rune crossbow is because sometimes the crocodiles are too far away, so I brought some bolts as well to lure them my way. Beyond that, just a little bit of food, and you'll be good to go. Also a superset for some DPS. But make your way there one way or another. Personally, I use the house teleport, threw me right over there, and essentially where we need to go is just the south of this town. I will note right here that this is where you can unnote your goodies, so if you have any food you need to unnote, just bring it over here. It's 5 GP a pop, and there you go, you'll be good to go. So I'd recommend bringing more water skins rather than less, since you can always get more food here. You could also purchase some cheap food from the shops around here, but I prefer to bring my own. And then finally, arriving on the south side of Polnivnich, you'll see some crocodiles. They essentially are all over the river right here. As you can see, a good bunch of them right here. You can really go wherever you want and whatever you find to be the best spot for you. I think this is pretty good though, because there's about 5 or 6 within good range. Sometimes standing on the south, you'll get a bit more over there, but I think it's pretty similar. And again, as I mentioned before, you can use the rune crossbow if you'd like to go ahead and lure them. So killed a few. You can just hop around if you'd like. I mean, it makes it pretty easy if you just world hop to then just go between 2 or 3 crocodiles in whatever section you're killing them in. Or if you want and have the ability to, you can use a crossbow to bring some over. These ones over here, for example, at the area I'm at, they will just like start running away since they're too far and they can't go to this wander distance. So you can't necessarily always count on bringing the crocodiles over, but as long as it's the right ones, then you'll be okay. in this little spot with the crossbow, you can get about 4 or 5 crocodiles, which isn't too bad. Again, like I mentioned before, you could hop if that is more of your style. But overall, there's not too much to worry about. You have enough food, and as long as you have water skins, you'll be good to go. But that is essentially what there is to learn about crocodiles. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the guide. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Anything you want to let me know, would love to hear it in a comment down below. And on top of that, if you want to see more videos like this as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. And with that said, hopefully you have a wonderful day, and peace.